Are they gonna rob her? Are they after her to assault her? We've done some reactions about home invasions before on this channel, and I'm about to do another one today, but first I want to reflect a little bit on a personal experience of mine. So, when I was young, probably in my late elementary years, probably around 6th or 7th grade, I remember I used to rock on a rocking chair quite a bit, watching television when my parents went to sleep because we stayed up a little bit later than the parents. They would make us go to bed at a specific time, but most of the time they would go to bed a little bit earlier, and we were required to go to bed by a certain time, but we were allowed to stay up. And the big television was in the front room, right? So that's where you stayed when you were a kid. So I'm sitting there rocking, watching probably MTV, and the mini blinds that we had in the front living room were always cracked just a little bit to where you could see when someone pulled up, but it wouldn't necessarily let a whole bunch of glaring light come through. And I remember noticing a little bit of movement, or what I thought was movement, and stopping my rocking chair. For a few moments, I just gazed through the window, thinking that it might have just been something that I saw on the road or just my imagination. So I started rocking again. And then I noticed a little bit more movement. So, how when you're looking at glass or any reflective surface and you're moving a little bit, there seems to be maybe a little bit of glare or reflection, and you can't really tell sometimes it's movement. Plus, when it's dark, especially when you've been staring at a television for a while, your eyes can play tricks on you. I distinctly remember stopping fully, putting my arms on the chair, and squinting to look a little bit further, and that's when I saw a head move. If you just didn't get chills when I said that, then you ain't feeling what I'm saying. Y'all, I ran as fast as I could to my parents' bedroom and started beating on the door until my mom got up with the gun. She went into the front yard with the gun. There was nobody to be seen. But I never forget how scared I was. But that was not even a home intruder coming in. Can you imagine someone actually coming into your house? I can't, y'all. It's one of the scariest things I can even think of. We're going to react to a story about somebody getting their home invaded, but not by one person, but more than one person. Check Wansee's channel out. He did this animation. Go over to his channel, click subscribe, click the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos, make sure to click subscribe on this video as well. Let's get into the story. I saw the man who tried to come into my house, and he was not alone.
This happened last year around December.
Okay.
I was a sophomore and both my parents worked until 11 p.m. So by the time they came home, I was either asleep or playing on my phone. One night, it was around 9 p.m. and I felt thirsty, so I went to the kitchen to go get some water.
Okay.
When I glanced over and looked through the window of my door, there was a shadow of a person. I was very paranoid about these types of things, especially since I was home alone.
I guess so.
I mean, it was really weird. Like, there was someone just standing in front of my doorstep, and they didn't even knock or ring the doorbell. So I went to the front door slowly and looked out the peephole to see who was standing there. And what I saw was heart-stopping. It was a man in his late 30s or early 40s. He had blood all over his shirt and face. And the worst part was that there were two more men behind him. They looked younger than him.
Wow.
I thought that I was probably going to get robbed or even killed. As I was slowly backing away, I heard one of them whispering, "One of you go and see if the back door is open." I immediately rushed to the back door before the other man could, but fortunately, the door was locked as usual.
Thank goodness.
I then ran upstairs and called the police.
Heck yeah,
They
man.
wanted me to stay on the phone with them, but as soon as they said that, I could hear the back gate being crushed. I was frightened,
broke it down?
but tried not to scream as hard as possible. However, not long after, I could hear both men trying to break the front door too. I realized that they managed to come inside. So I ran into the bathroom and locked myself in there. At least 3 pairs of footsteps were barging about the house.
Oh my god.
Eventually,
dude.
they were going to come upstairs. So I opened the window, getting ready to jump. One of the
Good
men
plan.
was coming upstairs slowly, and each footstep was getting closer and closer.
How out of your mind do you have to be to invade someone's house? You don't know what's gonna be behind you. Come into my house, you're gonna get shot. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that's the same for a lot of people. What kind of sick individual does this, man? And a team. Are they gonna rob her? Are they after her to assault her?
And that was the moment. He tried to twist the doorknob to open the door, but as it was locked, he knew. He yelled to the other man, "Someone's hiding in there," and he continued turning the doorknob violently. Again, I forced my hands over my mouth so that I wouldn't scream. I literally jumped out of the window into a bush. I hurt myself a little bit from the fall, but there was no time to hesitate.
Better that didn't get murdered.
I stood up and turned to my left, and what I saw was the most terrifying thing I ever saw in my life. 2 other men was sitting at the back of my house, like as if they knew the window was there. They were waiting for me to jump.
Oh my god.
I was frustrated when they both stared right into my eyes.
And she's
However,
hurt too.
I immediately ran towards the street as fast as I could, and those 2 men started chasing after me.
Oh my god.
I thought I was going to die, but just then, I could hear the police sirens nearby.
Oh,
and
thank
as
God.
I turned around, I saw both men running in the opposite direction. One of the cops found me, and the other cops ran straight ahead and chased
Thank
after them.
goodness.
I told them that there were more in the house. Finally, those 2 men were arrested, while 3 more cops rushed into my house.
How many were
A few
there?
moments later, all the men were captured and handcuffed. I was so shocked and couldn't believe my eyes when they all were taken outside by the cops.
What were they
It was
doing?
not just 3 men who broke into our house. There were 7 in total.
What?
And they were all waiting for me to come out. While some of the cops were soothing me, the other cop called my parents, telling them what happened, and they immediately came back home. Shortly after, it turned out that those 7 men found out that I was the only one inside the house. So they planned to break in.
Wow.
Since then, I never stayed home alone, and I would always sleep at my grandma's house whenever I had to stay alone. But still, I always fear the fact that another incident may occur someday.
Man. 7 guys. Yo, 7 guys broke into her house. Oh, I could only imagine what their intentions were. Holy cow, dude. I mean, you gotta figure, as an intruder, if you're trying to rob somebody, maybe it would be better to go with extra people? I don't know what they intended on doing, but oh my god, that's like a small army, man. That's like a small army. If 7 people tried to invade my house, I don't think I could stop them all. I mean, I got enough bullets if I hit one every time. But who would be stupid enough to charge into a shooting gun? I don't know. Maybe the same people that are stupid enough to go into a house in the first place and invade a home. Dang. Crazy, man. Y'all stay safe out there. I love y'all. Make sure to go and subscribe to Wansee Entertainment's channel. And subscribe to this channel if you like reaction videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.